What's up everybody, Matt Monas here, back again with another video, and this time it's about the Galaxy Note 5. Now it was just a couple of weeks ago that I did a review on the Samsung Galaxy S6 Edge Plus, and I claimed it to be one of the sexiest smartphones of 2015. Well, the Note 5 is definitely one of the best smartphones, so without wasting any further time, let's get started. When I reviewed the Galaxy S6 Edge Plus, I called it the sexiest smartphone of 2015. While the Note 5 is the girl or boy you want to take home to meet your parents. It's just as big as the Edge Plus, but it's more refined and easier to hold. The edges on the back of the phone curve into the bezel, providing an easy grip and making the phone feel smaller in the hand. And just like the Edge Plus, the frame is made out of metal with the volume controls on the left side and the power button on the right. The overall placement of ports and buttons are similar to the Galaxy S6 except for the missing IR blaster. Even though the phone is 5.7 inches, it's the exact same size as the iPhone 6 Plus and smaller than the Galaxy Note 4. So a couple of things about the design. First of all, this thing attracts fingerprints like crazy, and the S Pen works a little bit differently as well. Before you had to actually pry the S Pen out of the Note, but now Samsung has switched to using a spring mechanism allowing you to simply push on it in order for it to pop out. Now once it's out, it actually has a spring mechanism on the top which allows you to click it like crazy. Now the thing is, it doesn't really do anything. So imagine being in a room with all Note 5 users. Now let's talk about the 5.7 inch display. It's Quad HD with a resolution of 2560 by 1440 and has 518 pixels per inch. It's Super AMOLED, bright, big, and absolutely gorgeous. It's basically a bigger and brighter version of the display on the Galaxy S6, making it a wonderful viewfinder when taking photos. Viewing angles are good, text is sharp, and it's hands down the best display you can get on a smartphone to date. Below the display is a single speaker port which sounds okay and gets loud enough, but the location of the speaker gets in the way when I'm holding the phone in landscape mode. It's really easy to accidentally cover it while consuming media. Next up is software and performance. And this is the first time the Note line runs the exact same hardware as the Galaxy S line. An Exynos 7420 SoC, but instead of 3 GB of RAM, it has 4. The Note has always had the better hardware and aimed towards professionals and power users. But this year the hardware is so good that I don't think it really matters anymore. The extra gigabyte of RAM might help with multitasking, but don't expect it to improve the speed of the phone. I never experienced any issues running multiple apps at once, including CPU-intensive tasks, and games launched and ran fairly quickly. I honestly feel this phone can handle anything you throw at it. Out of the box, the Note 5 is running Android 5.1.1, with Samsung's best version of TouchWiz yet. You still have a bunch of Samsung apps, but not as many as before. The whole Microsoft Office suite comes pre-installed with the option to uninstall it. The good news is if you're using the Canadian version of the software, it's free from any aggressive memory management that the US variant has. But what makes the Note a Note is obviously the S Pen. That's one of the reasons to buy it. It's much better this year than previous years before it, whether you use it or not, and it definitely has some nice features. My favorite feature is when the screen is off and you pull out the stylus, you can immediately start jotting down a note on the lock screen. When you put the pen back in, it automatically saves it. Also, if you forget your stylus somewhere, the phone will notify you that you left the stylus behind. The S Pen can sign and annotate PDFs, and now there's a new screenshot feature that allows you to grab the entire web page as you scroll down instead of just the first page on your screen. I'll be the first one to admit that I barely use the S Pen, but when I need it, it's there, which is kind of comforting. Moving on to storage and battery life, and unfortunately the Note 5 only comes with 32 GB and just under 20 GB of usable space. In Canada, there's only a 32 GB model to choose from, and other parts of the world such as Europe don't even have the option to buy the Note 5 at all. Samsung has also taken away external storage, and you can no longer insert a micro SD card. The battery inside is a 3000 mAh, and for the most part I get an entire day with typical usage. This involves a lot of Twitter, podcasts at the gym, light browsing, and chatting away on Hangouts. At the end of the day, I always had 20 to 25% battery left. Screen on time was usually 3.5 to 4 hours, but if I was really meticulous, I could push it to 5. The Note 5 also comes with fast charging and fast wireless charging to quickly top up your battery. And last up is the camera, and the Note 5 has the exact same hardware as the regular S6, S6 Edge, and S6 Edge Plus, a 16 megapixel camera that does an amazing job at taking great photos. Pictures come out sharp and vibrant simply using auto mode. There's a pro mode too if you want more control over your surroundings, and low light performance is great due to the fast 1.9 aperture and optical image stabilization. Here are some pictures so you can see for yourself. And as you can see, it also records 1080p video, and the outcome is sharp video with a good amount of color accuracy. It also includes 4K video, but you're only limited to 5 minutes, and you can now live broadcast to YouTube directly from the camera app. So what's the bottom line? Should you go out there and purchase the Samsung Galaxy Note 5? Well, I definitely think it's an amazing phone, and it really hits a lot of the key criterias. Amazing display, fantastic camera, awesome design, S Pen functionality, and pretty good battery life. Now, some of the cons: it doesn't have a micro SD card slot, and of course, the battery is not removable. For me, that's not a big deal. It might be for some of you, but I think at the end of the day, it's a really good phone. Now, for those of you out there deciding between this phone and the Galaxy S6 Edge Plus, I recommend the Note 5 over the Edge Plus, and that's for a few reasons. One, it's $100 cheaper. And two, it's a lot easier to hold the Note 5 in your hand because of the curved back of the phone. It makes it feel a lot more comfortable. So what do you guys think of the Note 5? Let me know in the comments below. I also forgot to mention, don't insert the S Pen backwards. I've done that, and from my experience, it won't work. So anyways guys, thanks again. Give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it. If you're new to the channel, feel free to subscribe. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next video.